You don't need more pressure. You need a plan. Prepare instead of react. So to have a plan, it takes preparation. That's all it is. When you're in a less emotional state, when you're still in your good intentions drawer, if you will. And that is pre-decide. We've already mentioned it's very difficult to decide once you are in the situation. So pre-deciding is knowing ahead of time probably what you're walking into, and then it could look like pre-planning is next. So pre-deciding is not deciding in the moment, but making the choice beforehand, no matter what. If nobody's drinking or if everybody's drinking, if they have your favorite drink or they don't. It's not leaving it up to the environment or what other people are doing or external cues, triggers, or associations. When you pre-decide, you're deciding what you're doing, what you want to do, and then staying in your own lane. I talk a lot about this in the reset when I talk about social opportunities to grow, when I talk about what do you do if you have a spouse who drinks? I do. What do you do? How do you stay in your own lane? Well, it's definitely going to be pre-deciding and pre-planning. So pre-planning looks like bringing alternatives. BYOB. It is easiest to BYOB, bring your own beverage, in the summer, because usually it's showing up at a pool party, a lake, a patio, and you can bring your own. And a lot of times now, restaurants, you can call ahead and say, do you have a zero proof cocktail menu? Do you have any non-alcoholic beverages on your menu? You can plan ahead by calling ahead. If you're going to a house party, you can bring it. In fact, the hostess would love that if you would bring an alcohol-free beverage, because they may not know what to get. They may not have that. I mean, she may have sparkling water, and just do that. That's great. But yeah, I think having alternatives or planning for alternatives is super key. Another thing about pre-planning is having an exit plan. Did you know you can actually go to parties, dinners, and events a little on the early side if you want to help or just kind of get there and get the lay of the land before it gets packed? And you can also leave early. That's kind of what I do. I love being there right on time. I don't want to be too early because that can be annoying when people are like, it starts at 6 and you're here at 5:40. Okay, it's not 6. But I show up typically to events on time. So I could walk in with something in my hand and it's not so awkward. And then I also can plan on leaving early, because as the night wears on or the day continues on, the drinking usually escalates and then people are less present. And then I am even more present because I'm awake, alert, aware, present in my own life. So once I've gotten the connection and we've all made that time, then I kind of bug out of there. So you can have an exit plan to leave early. Guess what, ladies? You don't even have to go at all. Did you know that? I mean, you don't need the permission from me, but you need it from yourself to maybe just skip an event, skip a pool party if you know it's too much right now. You can decide. You don't have to just say yes to everything. In AFL, I talk a lot about boundaries. So you can decide what works for you, what's life-giving to you. Some examples of having a plan is saying, what will I drink instead? Hey, y'all, let me know if this resonates with you in the comments. I think sometimes just that social anxiety, there are many people that drink just because they just don't know what else to do with their hands, what to say if they get asked a question. Maybe they recently went through something or going through a divorce or something where it's like, oh my gosh, if you can pre-plan what you want to say if someone asks you if you want to drink, again, you can use my default answer, which is usually, sure, yes, what do you have? Or yes, I'm good right now, have something in your hand. But walking in empty-handed and no idea of what you're going to say if asked if you want to drink can kind of be a recipe for disaster. Because again, we just go back to our old default ways. So by pre-planning, you can be intentional with what you want to say. Alcohol is a funny thing. It's the only drug that we feel like in our society, we have to justify not taking. Perhaps you've heard that before. It's definitely gone around the bend in the sober, curious, non-drinking world. But it's true. Think about it. Alcohol is considered a drug. We'll just call it a very well-marketed one. So it doesn't seem like a drug. It just seems like a cute, fruity beverage to kind of be fun and get buzzy and take the edge off. when really it's highly addictive. And I hate to burst your bubble, but it is also seen as a carcinogen, which means oftentimes can support cancer production, cancer cells. That's not good, but it's not marketed that way. Otherwise, it would never sell. Could you imagine? So if you know you're going to be asked if you would like a drink and you know that you have an answer ready to go, you're going to do better. What will you say? When will you leave? What will you bring? What will you order? Again, not in a overthinking it kind of way, but in a prepared way. This can really, really help you. I will say in the 21-day reset, one of my goals in that amount of time with you is to give you confidence. Ladies, I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel confident that you're not alone, you're not broken, just your pattern may be broken when it comes to your relationship with drinking. And really, that's not your fault. It is your responsibility to change it, but it's not your fault because we do live in a world that has hijacked the messaging and marketing around alcohol from what it really is to what it promises, which is not what it is. What alcohol promises is not what it actually is. If you strip it down, if you take off the cute label and the party pictures and the Instagram, and you look at alcohol for just the substance that it is, minus the cute labels and flavors, it's really ethanol. Sorry, not sorry. It's just true. It's really ethanol, which is similar to the gas that you put in your car is also ethanol. In fact, alcohol, if you have it where it's like Everclear or vodka, where it's like 40 proof, 80 proof, it's flammable. Okay. So again, it's not your fault because you've been marketed that it's cute, it's fruity, it's fun, it's no big deal. And over time, your relationship with alcohol can change at any time for any reason. And that can go either way. It's never too early and it's never too late to change your relationship with alcohol. Some of you have been through major crisis or tragedy or grief, and alcohol and your use of it changed. So your relationship with alcohol can change at any time and for any reason. And that can be for the positive, or that can be maybe for the negative. And the good news is you can change it. You can change it anytime. You're not stuck. You're not stranded on this alcohol-centric island all by yourself, where it's just in your face 24/7 and you just have to get better at managing it. If you're listening to me, you can pull off the drinking highway, get on the sober sis highway and join us, because that's what we're doing is we're literally just kind of challenging the narrative around alcohol, not giving you a label, not telling you you're the problem, but giving you empowerment so that you can be the solution. You know, when I was drinking, I looked at alcohol not as the problem. I looked at alcohol as the solution. I was like, what's the big deal? I'm just trying to chill here. I'm just trying to relax. I'm just trying to be, you know, a good mom, not so uptight. I'm just trying to connect better with my husband. I'm just trying to be a fun friend. And, you know, cheers, toast, let's cheers to that. I didn't realize that alcohol was becoming like a solution to me when I was bored, when I was angry, when I was lonely, when I was tired. Tee it up, there's alcohol. So alcohol to me wasn't initially the problem, it was the solution. It wasn't until I was able to pop the hood, look at my own relationship with drinking, that I realized, oh, it's not solving anything at all. In fact, it's actually making things worse, harder, heavier. The invisible load that I was carrying as a mom of teenagers, drinking was actually making it worse because it was totally increasing my anxiety. I do talk about that in the 21-day reset. I have a whole day on anxiety because I just thought I was drinking to reduce my anxiety because it would help me relax and chill out. Hello, maybe you don't know. Maybe I can show you that alcohol actually increases your anxiety because it increases your cortisol level. Not just for the night that you're drinking, but for the next day and the next day and the next day. So if you're listening to me on a Friday and you drink tonight, again, I'm not here to label you or tell you you're doing something bad. You're a bad person. I'm saying that alcohol itself is not going to be good for you because even come Monday morning, the residue, the ripple effect of your hormonal balance, your homeostasis is going to be off from drinking tonight. So I don't know about you, but I actually find that empowering because, again, you're not broken, just your pattern's broken. And I was asking myself the wrong question for so many years. And I was asking the question, is it bad enough? A big rock bottom moment for me. Or am I losing things? And I was losing myself internally is what was happening. And I'm so glad to be back now, awake, alert, aware, and present in my own life. So as we go into the summer, I want you to know you don't need more pressure, ladies. You really don't. You need a plan and you need support. And that's what we're doing here in Sober Sis. So take the next step, whatever that is for you. Download my free guide, jump in our free community, take the 21-day reset challenge. That's a real game changer because it will literally change the way you look at alcohol. It's okay if you want to decide after that, if you want to moderate or what you want to do with it. But once you take my 21-day reset challenge, it will literally change the way you look at alcohol so that you can't unknow what you know and you can't look at it the same. And then I think you'll find that to be really empowering. So if summer feels like a threat to your progress, the reset will help you walk into it, and so will AFL. Y'all stay sober-minded, stay awake, alert, aware, and present in your own life. Bye, y'all.